Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Hello dear students, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another video from your channel Easy Chemistry for All. This is Mr. Muad and inshallah we are continuing our journey and I hope that everything is well with you. So again, please share and subscribe to the channel guys, and so that hopefully many more students can benefit from these videos bidnillah. Alright? Okay, so today our lesson is in the chapter or the module of chemical reactions, and it is lesson 2, classifying chemical reactions, اللي هي تصنيف التفاعلات الكيميائية. Okay, كيف نحن نصنف التفاعلات الكيميائية? How we can classify chemical reactions. Okay, what are the types of chemical reactions? So these are our learning objectives. So we want to classify chemical reactions, نصنف التفاعلات الكيميائية, and identify the characteristics of different classes of chemical reactions. كيف نحن نحدد خصائص التفاعلات الكيميائية هذه؟ يعني شو شكل؟ This is very important. You need to revise the names and formulas of ionic and covalent compounds, guys. Okay? This formula from the previous term. You need to revise how to write the formula of an ionic compound and a covalent compound as well. If you forgot, this is chapter 3, lesson 3 from term 1, chapter 4, lesson 2. Okay? So, you know that movies can be categorized into groups called genres, right? For example, you can have action movies, comedy movies, drama movies, horror, sci-fi, and so on. Same thing can be said for chemical reactions. Okay? If I give you, for example, these 6 chemical reactions, and I ask you to group the ones that look similar with each other, you might think, okay, I'll group reactions 1 and 6. So look at 1 and look at 6. They look similar, right? Especially in the product side. Also, group B, reactions 3 and 4. So 3 and 4, they look similar as well. You have 2 reactants, 1 product, 2 reactants, 1 product. And finally, reaction 2 and 5, they also look similar because they have 1 reactant and more than 1 product. So basically, we will learn how to classify the types of chemical reactions, okay? So in chemistry in general, we have 4 types in general, okay? We have combination or synthesis reactions, تفاعلات التكوين أو الاتحاد. We have decomposition, التفكك اللي هي عكس التكوين. We have combustion reaction, تفاعلات الاحتراق. Combustion means burning. Okay. And finally, we have replacement reactions, where something will take the place of another thing. Okay. For example, A here takes the place of, well, actually, this should be B and this should be C. Okay. Sorry for that. It has to be like this. Okay. A gives me BC, A plus BC gives me AC plus B. And we'll see this inshallah. So we'll start with the first one. So these are the keywords, guys. I'll give you some time to read it. You can stop the video, have a look at it, read it, and we will see it inshallah in the PowerPoint. Okay. So, as I told you, chemists distinguish among 4 types of chemical reactions, اللي هم الأربع أنواع, and we can analyze them to notice how they look similar, and we can choose one category for each reaction. يعني إذا شفنا تفاعل نقدر نصنفه في واحد من هاي الأربعة أو أكثر. So let's start with the synthesis reaction. The synthesis reaction is a reaction where 2 or more substances react to form a single product. So you can have A plus B gives me AB. أهم شيء you have a single product here. يعني يكون عندك ناتج واحد في النواتج in the product side. You can have more reactants, يعني 2 or more reactants, but only 1 product. When 2 elements react, the reaction is always a synthesis reaction. If you have 2 elements, عنصرين, when they react together, always the reaction is synthesis reaction اللي هو التكوين as the example shown below. So look here, guys. You have Na plus Cl2 gives me NaCl. This looks like A plus B gives me AB. So this is a synthesis reaction, okay? Because you have one product only. Now what's the opposite of that? شو العكس? Decomposition reaction. In a decomposition reaction, a single compound breaks down into two or more elements or new compounds. And this is the general formula of it. You have a compound. لازم يكون عندي compound, okay? So you can have AB gives me A plus B, or sometimes you can have ABC gives me AB plus C. يعني ممكن المركب يتفكك يعطيني compound and element أو يتفكك يعطيني only elements. Okay? An example of that is the following. Ammonium nitrate. So this is an ionic compound which we covered in term 1. So it will break down into two compounds, N2O and H2. So this is a decomposition reaction. Okay? And they often require an energy source to break it down. Like you need to heat it up to break it down, okay? Or an electricity source. Okay, guys? So, try to read this question and try to answer. Okay. In a combination reaction, one or more reactants combine to make. So combination, guys, is the same as synthesis. So how many products do we make? Remember? We make one product. The of NaCl in water gives Na plus and Cl minus ions. So when you put NaCl in water, it gives you Na plus and Cl minus. So what type of reaction is this? It is decomposition. Okay? Very good. The type of reaction shown in the image is, so have a look here. What type of reaction is this, guys? Well done. It's a synthesis reaction, right? Because you have a single product and you have two elements here, عنصرين. لما عنصرين يتفاعلوا مع بعض قلنا دائما هذا يكون synthesis reaction. Okay, now we go to combustion reaction. So we finished synthesis, we finished decomposition. Now let's go and talk about combustion reactions. So in a combustion reaction, oxygen اللي هو ال O2 combines with a substance يعني يتحد مع مادة معينة and releases energy in the in the form of heat and light. Oxygen can combine in this way with many substances, and this is an example. For example, H2 plus O2 gives me H2. Because we have oxygen here, okay, then this is a combustion reaction. You might think, okay, mister, this looks like this, doesn't it? So this reaction actually is synthesis and also combustion because of the oxygen and the heat that you will get. So usually, many combustion reactions can be synthesis reactions as well, okay? And sometimes you can have a hydrocarbon, okay, CXHY plus O2, and this will give me CO2 plus H2O plus heat. What am I trying to show you here? I'm trying to tell you that if you have any compound that has carbon and hydrogen in it, X and Y can be any numbers. Okay? X and Y can be any numbers. And you have oxygen, then in the products you will get CO2 and H2O and heat, because this is a combustion reaction. And this is an example, guys. This is methane, البوتاغاز. Okay? In the stove, when you try to make fire, this is what happens. And you get CO2 and H2O. So this is a combustion reaction. This is not synthesis. Okay? لأنه عندنا أكثر من product. In the previous one, we have only one product. That's why it's synthesis. In here, it is not synthesis, okay? Only combustion. So we learned 3 types of chemical reactions. We learned about synthesis, decomposition, and combustion. Now, what we are going to do now is we will write balanced chemical equations for these different types of reactions. So this is an example. Solid potassium reacts with chlorine gas to form solid potassium chloride. Write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction. What is the type of this reaction? So now let's write the balanced chemical equation, which we know from the previous lesson. في الفيديو السابق تعلمنا كيف تسويها. So K solid potassium plus chlorine gas Cl2 gas forms KCl solid. Where did I get this from? From here. Is the equation balanced or not? No. Here we have 2Cl. Here we have only one. So let's put 2 here. Now we have 2K and 2Cl. So I need to put 2 here. Now we have the equation balanced. Now our equation is balanced. Okay. What is the type of the reaction? This looks like this, right? A plus B gives me AB. So it is synthesis. Okay, guys? All right. Now these are some problems. Ignore the page. Maybe you have the page, maybe you don't have, but this is applications on what we have been talking about. So write a balanced chemical equation for this reaction and classify the reaction into as many categories as possible. يعني ممكن يكون عندي التفاعل يكون عندها أكثر من نوع. How? Like we saw here. This reaction can be synthesis and it also can be combustion. So let's read the question. The solids aluminum and sulfur react to produce aluminum sulfide. Now, I told you need to revise the stuff from term 1. Okay? Because they will not give you the formulas sometimes in the exam. So you know that aluminum is Al plus sulfur is S. Solids. هو قالك solids. So they should be solids. Gives me aluminum sulfide is an ionic compound. Okay? والجدول الدوري يكون في الامتحان في الأسئلة. يعني ممكن نستخدمها في أسئلة معينة. نروح للسؤال وناخذ المعلومات من الجدول الدوري. So Al is in group 13. Sulfide is in group 16. So the charge here is plus 3, charge here is minus 2. Remember term 1? Exchange the charges, and this will be Al2S3. So aluminum sulfide is Al2S3. Now balance the equation. 2Al here, so put 2. You have 3S, so put 3. What type of reaction is this? Synthesis. Okay, guys? All right. So these are some problems that you have in your book. You can try them on your own, and you will find the solutions down here. Okay? This last one here we'll see later, inshallah. Okay? It's a replacement reaction. لسه ما درسناه. Replacement reaction. اللي هو challenge. Okay? We'll see it later. Okay, write chemical equations for the following decomposition reactions. So they are very kind here. They told you it's already a decomposition reaction. So aluminum oxide decomposes, يعني يتفكك when electricity passes through it. Now, aluminum oxide is Al2O3 because Al شحنتها positive 3 and the oxygen is negative 2. Exchange, we'll have Al2O3. So Al2 O3 decomposes. They did not tell you what are the products. بس هذا المركب يتفكك يعني يعطيني العناصر حقته صح؟ So Al plus O. But I told you guys, oxygen alone, we have to put 2 for it because it's a diatomic molecule. So O2. Balance the equation. You have 3 here, you have 2 here. So I'll put 3. I will put 2. And here I will put 4. لأن الحين عندي 4 Al وعندي 6 oxygens. And here I have 4 Al and 6 oxygen. Okay? So this is very important. Now, you can try these questions on your own. Okay? This is a continuation. هذا تكملة للدecomposition reactions. You can try them on your own. Stop the video now. And the solutions are here. Okay? Alright. And that's the end of the first 3 types of the 4 types of chemical reactions. Okay? So now we'll go to the 4th type. Replacement reactions, guys. Okay, الحين حنتكلم على replacement reactions. So we have 2 types of replacement reactions. We have single replacement and we have double replacement. So what are replacement reactions in general? Replacement reactions اللي تفاعلات الاستبدال. There is في استبدال معين يحصل. They are reactions where the elements in the reactant site switch places to form new products. We have single and double. So single replacement reaction is a reaction in which the atoms of one element replaces the atoms of another element in a compound. So you have an element and you have a compound. Look, A here took the place of B and removed it, right? So it's called a single replacement reaction. Now, if you have 2 compounds and each element in the compound switches places, like AB and CD, look here, الB راحت عند الC والD اجت عند الA, عند الA, yes. So this is called a double replacement reaction. So this is the general formula of single replacement reactions, guys. A plus Bx gives me Ax plus B. يعني ال A تاخذ مكان ال B and the B goes here. This is what we mean by single replacement reactions. But we have a problem here. How can we know if A will be able to replace B? يعني who is stronger? يعني مثلا, you can think about this. For example, you and your sister or your brother is older. You have, for example, you have 2 siblings, عندك 2 siblings, yeah, أخ وأخت أو أخ وأخ أو أخت وأخت. One is older than you, one is younger than you. And you guys want to sit in the front seat of the car. تريدون تقعدون في الكرسي الأول من السيارة. الحين لو الأخ الأكبر قاعد, you are weaker than him or her, right? So you cannot remove them. لكن لو الأخ الأصغر قاعد, you have more power than them, so you can remove them. So same thing here. لازم نقارن ما بين قوة ال A وال B. هل ال A راح تقدر تشيل ال B ولا لا? For the reaction to happen. Okay? How can we know that? We use something called the reactivity series. Okay? So the reactivity is the ability to react to another substance. Reactivity اللي هي التفاعلية. مدى التفاعلية. يعني كم, يعني how can I say this in Arabic? قابلية التفاعل. So the ability أو إمكانية التفاعل أو قدرة التفاعل is the ability to react with another substance. And an activity series can be used to predict, تتوقع التفاعلات. So we have 2 sides. This is the activity series, guys. Activity series. So this side here is for metals. So up here, metals. down here halogens اللي هم ال F, Cl, ال Br وال I, and here the metals. So these replace each other and these replace each other. Up here the most active يعني ال strongest و least active يعني ال weakest. So a metal will not always replace another metal in a compound dissolved in water because of different reactivities. And halogens frequently replace other halogens in reactions but have different reactivities and do not always replace each other. For example, imagine you have F plus ACl. Now these will replace each other. الحين عندنا ال F وعندنا ال Cl. هل ال F راح تقدر تطلع ال Cl ولا لا؟ مين أقوى؟ ال F is stronger than Cl, so it will be able to remove it. So now we will have AF plus Cl2. This is sodium and this is zinc. So imagine you have zinc plus NaB. Now, will the Zn be able to remove Na or not? Zn أضعف من ال Na لأنها تحتها. So, no reaction. ما راح تقدر. يعني بيتم عندي نفس الشيء. Zn plus NaB. This is how we use the activity series to predict these reactions, okay? So, for example, imagine I have Mg plus CuCl. And they will tell you what is the product. So they will ask you what is the product. So من هنا احنا لازم نعرف ان هذا عنصر وهذا مركب، صح؟ So this is an element and this is a compound. So whenever you see something like this, عنصر ومركب, think about single replacement. And when you think about single replacement, you know you will use the activity series. تعطاكم في الامتحان. مش لازم نحفظها، تيجي في الامتحان. بس لازم نعرف كيف نستخدمها. فإحنا الحين لازم ال Mg وال Cu are up here. So we need to know if this will happen or not. Mg is stronger than Cu, so it will remove it. Okay, so we are going to have MgCl2 plus Cu. Now what about Au plus AgCl? هذا تحت. Can Au remove Ag? ال Au تحت ال Ag فهي أضعف. It's weaker. So no reaction. ما بيحصل هذا الشيء. ما راح تقدر تشيلها. This is how we use the activity series, guys. Okay? So this is the type of the question that you have in your book. Predict يعني توقع whether the following single replacement reactions will occur. If a reaction occurs, write a balanced equation for the reaction. So K plus ZnCl2. So you go to the activity series, find K أقوى واحد والZn تحت هني، صح؟ So K plus ZnCl2 gives me. Can the K remove Zn? Yes, because it's stronger. So K plus KCl plus Zn. Let's balance the equation. You have 2Cl here, so put 2 here. Now you have 2K, so put 2 here. Solid, AQ, and solid. Okay. المعادن تكون solid لأنه Zn is a metal. These are metals. Okay. This is Zn plus 2 because Zn has a charge of plus 2, Cl has a charge of minus 1. We exchange, then you get ZnCl2. الKCl لأنه الK موجودة في جروب واحد الفصل الدراسي اللي طاف so K plus 1 Cl minus 1 exchange KCl. That's why I told you it's very important to revise the stuff from term 1, guys, okay? So let's do 22. So Cl2 and HF. So here you have down here F, Cl, Br and I. So now we look at Cl and we look at F. يعني الريبليسمنت ما راح يحصل ما بين ال Cl وال H لأن ال H موجودة فوق هني. Okay? ال H with metals. هذيل الأربعة مع بعضهم هم اللي يحصل بينهم التبادل. ال Cl أضعف من ال F لأنها تحتها. So no reaction. Okay? وهذه هي الأجوبة. These are the answers to these questions, guys. So you can try them on your own and check the solutions here. And that's the end of single replacement reactions. So now we go to the last part, which is double replacement reactions. So double replacement reactions is the final type and involves an exchange of ions between two compounds. So look here. What do we mean by exchange of ions? Usually these two compounds are ionic compounds. What do we mean? We mean that you have A plus and X minus, and here you have B plus and Y minus. So كيف يحصل الدبل ريبليسمنت؟ الدبل ريبليسمنت يحصل إنه الأيونات الموجبة من هذا المركب تروح مع السالبة من هذا المركب. So A and Y, can you see? والموجب من هذا المركب يروح مع السالب من هذا المركب. So B and X. Switch, double switch. Because we have two switches, that's why we call double replacement reaction. And this is an example, guys. هذه كلها مركبات احنا شفناها الفصل الدراسي الأول. Many of them are ionic compounds, many of them are acids, and so on. So for example, here you have Ca plus 2 and OH minus, and here you have H plus and Cl minus. So what will happen is that the H plus will go with the OH minus, and the Ca plus 2 will go with the Cl minus. So Ca plus 2 and Cl minus, we have this. H plus and OH minus gives me water. بنتعلم إن شاء الله على هذا النوع من التفاعلات في الدروس الجاية كمان. يعني we'll have more a lot of practice on it. Okay? Because we'll see it a lot. So this is just for you to remember the charges, guys. Remember في جروب واحد شحنتها، جروب 2 شو شحنتهم، 13 15 16 17. This is from term 1. Remember, very important. And you should remember the polyatomic ions from term 1. You should remember these things, guys, okay? Because you already studied it. So how do we write double replacement reactions? Okay? يعني you have Al NO3 3 plus H2 SO4. What is the product? احنا اللي نريد نسويه نريد نعرف شو هو البرودكت. Okay? So how do we do this? First of all, when you have two compounds, لما يكون عندنا مركبين وتلاحظ ان هاي مركبات ايونيه, so ionic compounds, and this is an acid, always break down these two into their ions. So what are the ions here? Al plus 3 and NO3 minus. كيف عرفنا هالأشياء؟ من الفصل الأول. هذا مركب أيوني. So identify the cations and the anions in each compound. Okay? It's H plus SO4 minus 2. Here's SO4 minus 2. Here's NO3 minus 1. After that, what you need to do, you need to make a compound between the positive and the negative ions in each side. So take Al with SO4 and H plus with NO3 minus. So Al plus 3 and SO4 minus 2, the compound that they will make is Al2 SO4 3. And the compound between H plus and NO3 minus اللي هو nitric acid, okay, HNO3. So basically your product is going to be Al2 SO4 3 plus HNO3. So this is what they told you here. Pair this with this and this with this. And now you have the two compounds and write them in the products. Did we finish? No. The last thing that you need to do is to balance the equation اللي هو الدرس الأول اللي تعلمناه. Okay? How can we balance this equation, guys? Look here. The NO3 here, the NO3, we have 3 of NO3, right? And here we have only 1. Don't worry about it. First of all, worry about the elements. Here we have 2 Al, so write 2 here. Now we have 6 NO3, right? And here we have 1 O3, so we need to write 6 here. All right? And here we have 3 SO4, and here we have only 1 SO4, so we need to write 3 here. And this is how we balance the equation, guys. Okay? اللي هو الدرس الأول. So you can also practice on balancing these types of equations. Okay. Double replacement reactions. For example, imagine they give you this reaction: 2NaOH, AQ plus CuCl2, AQ, and they want the product. أول ما نشوف شيء نفس هيك, we need to think about double replacement reactions. So now you need to find what are the ions here: Na plus, OH minus, and here Cu plus 2 and Cl minus 1. الحين Cu can be plus and can be plus 2. لكن لأن أنا عندي اثنين هني وإحنا نعرف إن شحنة Cl minus 1, فأكيد الاثنين جاية من ال plus 2. عشان هيك الأيون هني plus 2. So take this with this, take this with this. So you are going to get NaCl plus CuOH2. Now balance the equation. Okay? Of course, this equation should be balanced already. I'll just have 2 here, and that's it. But what I'm trying to tell you here is that this compound NaCl يذوب في المي. لكن شفتوا هاي الترسبات اللي قاعدة تتكون هني؟ This is actually CuOH2. So what do we call this compound? We call it a precipitate. So a solid produced during a chemical reaction in a solution is called a precipitate. لكن احنا اللي طبقنا هني طبقنا هذا الجايد لاين انه how to do the double replacement reactions. Okay? And as you can see, this is the answer. So let's do this problem, guys. Write the balanced chemical equations for the following double replacement reactions. So the two substances at right اللي هم هذيلا اللي هني react to produce solid silver iodide and aqueous lithium nitrate. إذا كنا حافظين أو عارفين كيف نحول الأسماء إلى formulas من الفصل الأول, very good. But I want to show you how we do it in here. So Li. So أول شيء silver iodide اللي هو AgI, والlithium nitrate اللي هو LiNO3. But let's see how we can get this, okay? Using what we actually learned. So AQ plus AgNO3 AQ gives me. So I told you, first of all, you need to find the ions in each one. So this is Li plus and this is I minus لأن الليثيوم في جروب واحد وهاي في جروب 17. This is Ag plus and this is NO3 minus. So positive with negative, positive with negative. So here you get AgI and here you get LiNO3 اللي هم هذيل اللي هني صح؟ So you put AgI قالوا لك solid. So S plus LiNO3 Aq. Do we need to balance anything here? No. This is already balanced. Okay? So as you can see down here, this is the answer. Now you have other problems here, okay, which you can try on your own, try to solve them on your own, and you will find the solutions here for 26, 27, and 28. And that's the end of the lesson, guys. So we can now summarize what we have been talking about. We talked about synthesis reaction. قلنا إنه يكون عندنا 2 or more reactants وبرودكت واحد وهاي الجنرال فورمولا وهذا example. We talked about decomposition reactions with this formula and this is an example. We talked about single replacement reactions where it can be metal and the compound أو non-metal and the compound. وتعلمنا كيف نستخدم الactivity series عشان نعرف إذا التفاعل بيحصل ولا لا. And we talked about double replacement reactions just right now. Okay. And we talked about combustion reactions. Okay. And the reactants can be metal with oxygen, non-metal with oxygen, compound with oxygen. أهم شيء يكون عندي oxygen, right? And this is the general formula. And this is just an example. For example, this is a metal with oxygen. This is a non-metal with oxygen. Okay, so these are combustion reactions وكمان synthesis. Okay, now this is here a compound with oxygen. Remember? So all of these are combustion reactions. So we classified chemical reactions and we saw some of the characteristics of these types or 4 types, okay? And that's the end, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can, if some of you find me very fast, you can slow the video. ممكن تبطئون الفيديو. إذا كنتوا تشوفوني بطيء ممكن تسرعون الفيديو. So it's up to you guys. Leave a like and a comment if you want. And if you have any suggestions, you can write in the comment section or contact me here. الباوربوينتس إن شاء الله بيكونون في جروب التليجرام. I wish you all the best and see you in the next video إن شاء الله.